Hello and welcome to the Tales of the Age of Men. And this is the Bannerlord total conversion for Lord of the Rings. Yes, indeed. Absolutely super excited about this. If you'd like to check out the mod, there is a link in the description. And also my mod load order and mod list, so you can see how to set it up, install it and so on and so forth. So as you can see, we have loads of different cultures we have available here. Obviously we have men, we have elves, we have Mordorians, we have Uruk-hai and orcs, as well as of course the elves. Did I already say elves? Yeah, maybe. And dwarves, of course. So well, where are we going to play? Well, I think we should probably play with the Uruks, shouldn't we? However, I feel like maybe Mordor would be more fun from a culture perspective because of these things. 30% bigger party size, lower troop wages, etc., etc. We do have kind of similar stuff here, but nothing like super crazy. There are obviously some additional changes over here. You can see that, loads of different various things dependent on what you want to go for. But for me personally, I feel like playing as Mordor would probably be the most fun. And as you can see, it says here, the armies of Mordor, forged in the shadow of Mount Doom, are a relentless force of darkness commanded by Sauron, the Dark Lord. Comprised of orcs, trolls, and wicked men, they march to war under the burning eye, sowing fear and destruction. These legions are driven by cruelty and servitude, wielding jagged blades and crude armor. Bound by Sauron's iron will, the forces of Mordor are a deadly tide, seeking to engulf all of Middle-earth in shadow. And so we're gonna play as them, and we're gonna play an Uruk. Yes, indeed, we're gonna play an Uruk right here, and this is who he's gonna be, which increases height a little bit. And there we have it. All right, so what do we want to do here? So we want to go for... What do we want to go for? I have no idea. Polearm two-handed, I guess. Two-handed. One-handed polearm. I guess. One-handed polearm. Yeah, why not? And then what else do we have here? One-handed polearm seems to dictate our gear. So what about riding in Stuart? It doesn't seem to dictate our gear. Okay, well, apparently that's not going to make any difference. So I will go for one-handed and polearm now then. And let's go with... What do we want? What do we want? Riding and polearm, I guess. Riding and polearm, one-handed and two-handed. And then we'll go for age 40, of course. And then we're going to be selecting our classic banner. And yeah, we have a load of different choices, by the way. I'm going to go for the dark purple here. I think dark purple sounds pretty cool. And then we'll go for like a... I don't know, like a white or something like that. That sounds pretty fun. Yeah, like an off-white. I think off-white sounds pretty cool. Yeah, let's do that, and let's make it slightly bigger. And we're going to be calling ourselves Bertild, of course. And because, obviously, I have played other Lord of the Rings total conversions in the past with Warband, I'm going to be using a name that I used back then, which is Bear Uruk. Obviously, we are not able to have a singular name in Bannerlord, because that's just how Bannerlord is, unfortunately. But, yeah, basically back then we had Bear Uruk. And if you'd like to check out the Lord of the Rings playlists, there will be links in the description, so you can check those out. The Warband mods that are absolutely fantastic. They are very good. So let us now venture on. Let's choose Bannerlord difficulty and let's go in. Alright, so first of all, as you can see, we're already in Barad-dûr, and we're going to be taking a look at what we can... What? Look at this. What do we have here? Look at this. Armored trolls. Literally armored trolls with 400 in their combat skills as well as 500 in throwing skill. They have these insane troll maces. I'm not entirely sure if they're any good or what they're going to do, but that sounds insanely cool. We can go for some orc grunts here. We could probably get the Black Uruk shield bearers as well. We start with 4,000 gold, by the way. I also gained a level just now, so that's actually pretty nice. Let us get some grain just to make sure that we're all good on that. And as you can see, we do have some perks to spend. So let's go for handling, go for bonus against shields, polearms on foot. Oh, how's my gear looking? My gear doesn't look particularly good right now. So, not a terribly big fan of that. Going to be speccing into some leadership here. Going to be speccing most of my points into endurance. And then otherwise, we're going to be speccing into athletics. We want to really make sure that our athletics is going very nicely. So let's take a look at what we actually have. Oh, no, okay, that was just my civilian clothing by the looks of things. Oh, we actually have a horse here. Ah, I have a horse in civilian clothes, but not a horse in regular clothes. Okay, that's actually really interesting. So what I'm actually going to do is we're going to equip that round about there. There we go. That's much better in my opinion. Now we can maybe achieve victory versus some of these criminals. That might actually make sense. Let's try going in here versus them, if we can actually catch them. There we go, we can. Wow, I literally almost got blinded by how bright that screen was. Okay, so, as you can see, what do we have? Oh, just looters. We just got regular looters. This should be absolutely the most simple thing that we can ever think of, especially considering they give me a slashing polearm. A slashing polearm to begin with, which is amazing. Unfortunately, my horse is a sumpter horse. Just bear that in mind. A sumpter horse is the, well, one of the slowest, if not the slowest horse in the entire game, and I am going to have some problems dealing with even looters because they have thrown stones, which is somewhat problematic. Why does it show that I'm doing damage to friendly units? Did you see that? That is actually hilarious. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what's going on there. Nice, good damage, good damage. I need to do damage on foot, if I'm honest, actually. Yeah. Me doing damage on a horse is not particularly useful, but it is useful for the sake of us potentially achieving, well, achieving victory here. Because if we don't do this, it may very well be that I'll lose, which would be exceptionally bad. The speed of the polearm. Leaves a lot to be desired. Ah, yes. Especially considering I'm so terrible with the timing. There we go. Okay, nice damage. I didn't spec any into riding skill, did I? I probably should have done that. Okay, let's tell my forces to charge in while we have the opportunity to do so. We do have some Isengard units as well. Some Warg Riders, which are no doubt going to be relatively good. Nice. Good damage. Good damage. I'm going to be looking out for some companions as well. Probably should check the tavern, shouldn't I? I should check the tavern. Very, very close by. I'm going to take a look at the map after this as well, so you can get a good idea as to what the map looks like. And all I know about it is that it's massive. Oh yeah, it's massive. Alright, so there you go. That is indeed a victory for us. Very nice indeed. 2.2 renown. Actually not bad, if I do say so myself. Going to be taking those looters. Let's level these guys up. Oh, yeah. Let's actually take a look at the troop tree, because we haven't done that yet. So, as you can see, Orc Grunts, what do they level up into? Well, wow, look at that. We have Black Numenorian Marshals, and we have Black Uruk Hunters as well, which eventually level up into Marksmen. Okay, yeah, we have loads. So the Orc Grunt can apparently level up into all of these. Is that true? Let's actually have a look. Yeah, that is actually true. Okay, that's kind of crazy. So you can even level them up into Black Numenorian Marshals if you have 12,000 experience. We currently have 3,551. So if you wait a significant amount of time, or you have the steward ability to donate loot for experience, then you could technically do this, and you could literally recruit Orc Grunts and then eventually get the Black Numenorian Marshals, which I think would be kind of insane. I mean, let me actually just see what they're... Yeah, they're actually tier 6 units. They are tier 6 units straight away off the bat. That would actually be a pretty incredible way of doing it. Yeah, so for me personally, I think I probably want to level these guys into... What are these? Easterlings. Okay, yeah. We're probably going to level those into Orc Warriors, if I'm honest. Let's see what Orc Warriors go into. Orc War Brutes and Orc Blackguards. I mean, obviously, they're not going to be exceptionally amazing, you know, across the board. They're not going to be, like, the most powerful unit in the entire game. No, of course not. Because that's just not how things are going to go. Let's give this to him, even though that looks absolutely ridiculous. But, yeah. Anyway. Decent. Right, decent first battle, not too bad. We did level up as well. Let's get some more points in riding skill while we can. And yeah, let's actually try to travel around a little bit. I've got to be careful about armor trolls, because as you can quite clearly tell, they are insane in terms of cost. It would be amazing if we could... You know what, I really feel very, very... I feel tempted. I feel very tempted in getting it. But the problem is, if I get it, you know what's gonna happen, right? I'm gonna literally have no money whatsoever. It would have been really nice if we had the opportunity to get into a tournament or something like that, or maybe get a task. You know, getting a task would have probably made more sense. But, well, you know how it is. Sometimes tasks do not appear when you need them most, which is obviously fine. You know, it's not that big of a problem. So I'm just going to be a bit careful here. Nice, nice, nice. Good damage. And just got to be a bit careful. Make sure that we're not taking too much damage. And we are doing a little bit here and there. I would like to get off my mount and actually do some damage on foot, so that we might be able to level up our athletics skill. But unfortunately, it's probably not going to happen. Nice, good, 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 good. Okay, we actually did some pretty decent damage on the way here, which is exactly what we wanted. Because if I can do damage, at the very least, my forces will achieve victory. That's all that really matters, to be honest. At the end of the day, obviously, it is nice if we gain levels too, and it is definitely a goal of mine, but it is one of those things where, you know what? I don't really mind. You know, if I do die, then that's just how things are going to go. Nice damage, and we can do a little bit more. There we go. The funny thing is, they've given me a polearm here that is absolutely perfect for mounted combat. It is unfortunately not very good for every other kind of combat, so I am needing to be using this as a bit of a crutch at the moment, which is obviously fine. But we can level these guys into Black Uruk warriors now. Oh, actually I should have done that before instead of the orcs. Let's go for some more Uruks then. That sounds fun. And there we go, a little bit of an upgrade, nothing too dramatic, of course. Alright, so after that battle, what I've done is I've enabled cheat mode. Now, the reason why I've done this is because I want to actually show some of the armor off, and I don't think I'm actually going to get the opportunity to look at all of the armor sets in this video if I play normally. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you these things because I think that they can look extremely, extremely cool. Obviously, it's not going to be a thing that I'm going to be buying. I'm not going to buy any of this, but I am just going to show you what it looks like. Like, for example, here, we've got some Mordor pauldrons. I would like to see about some chest pieces, but yeah, you could see here some very, very cool things. Indeed, you even have some Erebor stuff as well for the dwarves, and then we have some golden greaves for the Noldor. You can even see Theoden's boots there, and we also have Isengard Elite Plate Braces. What do those look like? Whoa, they look cool. Look at that. They look extremely, extremely cool. And if we could find a chest piece that actually looks cool for us. I mean, you can see here, look at the Gondor stuff. It stands out extremely well because obviously it is bright blue, but yeah, it stands out really, really nicely. Obviously you have the Noldor there, the Rivendell stuff, more Gondor. Here we go, Isengard, medium plate armor. You can also obviously get other things, but this is the medium plate armor and this is what it looks like. Very cool looking, right? Yeah, very, very cool looking. And you also have light plate armor as well. So basically, dependent on what you want to do, you could literally have pretty much any kind of, should we say, weight profile that you want. So you can have light plate, or you can have heavier plate for more protection. And then obviously you have, these very special greaves that are worn by only the most elite. So you have Witch King, the Witch King himself, as well as the Nazgul here, and you even have Legolas, as you can see. You even have Legolas here somewhere, which is pretty crazy. So you've got a bunch of very, very cool pieces of armor. And indeed, Nazgul are in this game. They are actual lords in this game. And I don't think I can actually look at them right now because they are... wow, that looks very cool. Because they are a part of the encyclopedia. I would actually have to find them in-game and interact with them to be able to see their stats. I might be able to do that, but yeah, as you can see, if I scroll all the way down, you can see all of the additions that have been made to the armor here. Absolutely incredible amounts of stuff, actually. Massive, massive amounts of stuff. And now let's go on to the weapons, shall we? let's go into the weapons and actually have a look at that. Alright, so first of all, we have all the Rivendell stuff. Unfortunately, it's not actually showing me right now, you know, all of the icons there. That's just because it's loading, obviously, all the textures. But anyway, point is, we've got a bunch of two-handed... here we go. A bunch of two-handed hammers here. We have Lorien, obviously, Mirkwood. And then we have Sauron's Mace. This is literally the Sauron's Mace, and you can see the stats for this thing. So if you are playing a different faction and you're not playing on Mordor's side, if you're going to fight Sauron, be prepared, because he has 177 blunt damage. I will equip it just so you can see what it looks like. There we go. That's what it looks like. Very, very understated, but extremely dangerous. An extremely dangerous weapon there. You also have Dane's Hammer there. Obviously Dwarven, and yeah, loads and loads of mattocks, and you even have the Witch King sword here. As you can see right there, you have a two-handed troll mace which has 189 blunt damage. Yeah, some crazy stuff here. I'm actually wondering about Legolas's bow. I wonder whether that's available. I think it probably is, but yeah, you've got some amazing stuff here. And so much so that there's just so much to get. I mean, literally, there are so many different kinds of weapons, so much different armor and everything. And then obviously, as you see here, me going over here, you can see all the Noldor stuff. We even have troll shields. If I equip a troll shield, you can see... Yeah, I'm not meant to equip this, obviously. This is not meant to be mine, but I just thought it would be funny to equip it. So yeah, there you go. That is actually hilarious. And yeah, you have a bunch of, obviously, elven bows. You've got some Uruk bows, as well as some man bows as well. And obviously the shields too. Yeah, now we could take a look at the mounts, actually. Let's take a look at the mounts before we turn off cheat mode again. And let's see if there are any... Yep, there's Theoden's horse armor right there. Do we have any others? Yes, we do. We have some horse armor there. Do we have any special horses? No, we don't. I don't think we do. But we do have wargs. Of course, wargs have been added into the game, as well as some more unique horse armor from Gondor and Rohan, of course. And that's it. Yep, there you go. So we don't have anything else, any like very special mounts or anything like that, which is absolutely fine. I'm not sure whether they were going to go with the whole creating the Witch King and the Nazgul's mounts and things like that. You know, that would be quite a significant time investment. And obviously, you know, banners and all that stuff. So very, very cool. Love it. I'm actually going to be unequipping all this stuff, because otherwise I'm going to be running around being extremely overpowered. And yeah, I need to get rid of all this. There we go. Just gonna transfer that back into the into the ether. All right, so we're just in a nearby town right now, and what I'm gonna do is I'll just sell what I can here, just to try to stem the tide of the daily wages that are coming in, because obviously that's kind of annoying. And indeed, we are very, very close to some escaped slaves. Extremely large parties, actually. Not entirely sure how I'm supposed to fight those right now. Probably not supposed to, of course. But what I did notice is that there is a tournament going on in Barad-dûr itself. And so it might actually be a good idea for us to go in there. Do you think so? Yeah, maybe it is. Alright, so it's time for us to do the tournament. This gives us a good idea as to what kind of units are going to give us problems in the future. We are getting some decent-ish armor for the victory here, so it might actually be somewhat useful if we can actually win. It's going to be a little bit difficult for me, though, because these guys, they mean business. They mean quite a bit of business. Yeah, as I said, I'm not entirely sure why I'm having the friendly units being attacked kind of notification here, but I guess it doesn't really matter as long as all the damage is calculated accurately enough. But yeah, otherwise, let's try to do this, and we will murder him. Trying to set him off get him off balance. There we go. All right, that's pretty nice. We got 5 skill points in athletics. Oh, that's pretty nice. I like that. All right, who's this? Throsnak? I think that's Throsnak. He looks very dangerous. Is he actually fast? He doesn't seem particularly fast. Whoa, he is making big mistakes right now. Big mistake to go into melee range, sir. Oh no, don't shoot me. Okay, that was a bit close. That was a bit close. Okay, that guy really had my number right there. Nice. There we go. That was wonderful. That Throsnak guy gave me so much experience as well, by the way. We leveled up our athletic skill 6 points just from that kill. Nice. That was a very, very good first hit. Nice. There we go. That's all we wanted. That is all we wanted. Now a Black Uruk Executioner is our final opponent. Let's see if we can achieve victory. I think we will be able to, because this guy is obviously not as good as Throsnak. So, should be fine. But obviously, bear in mind, my headpiece is really bad. So if he does hit my head with an overhead or something, oh, like that, I have the potential to die. Ooh, okay, that was actually really, really close in my opinion. I was very, very near death there. All right, so there you go. 3 right now. We got some Southern Decorated Chainmail, which is decent. Let's just take a look at it. Maybe it's better. It might be better for us to sell it, to be honest. It might be better for us to sell it. So let's take a look in the marketplace in just a second. See whether that is indeed the case. Okay, it is actually selling for 6,244. Which is a significant amount of cash. However, if you take a look at what we actually have going on here, and you take a look at the protection values, it might be better for us right now, at least right now, to just do what we can, and just equip it, and do what we can with our cash right now, and then see what happens later on down the line. Okay, so we do have some people here that I can recruit. Got to be careful about the trolls. I don't have enough money to recruit those, of course. Going to get some mounted units while I have the opportunity to do so too, because that's obviously going to increase our movement speed on the world map, which is definitely going to make a big difference. Village needs draft animals. Not a big fan of that if I can help it. I would like to be able to do a task that is actually going to provide us with something beneficial. Deliver the herd to East Osgiliath. Aha, okay, this is absolutely perfect. 1,800, sure, yeah, I will definitely do that. That is actually looking extremely, extremely nice. Okay, so East Osgiliath is cool. It's not even that far away. It's not even that far away. Okay, hello. Oh, yeah. We're going to fight these guys. Oh, yeah. This is absolutely perfect. Probably one of the most perfect scenarios we could have asked for here. We're probably going to be going for morning exercise. I want them to have more combat movement speed, even though, to be fair, it's not really going to help them that much. In comparison, I think, to having more HP. More HP would definitely be useful. We've got some wargs here, as you can see as well. Wargs are definitely going to make a huge difference when we start fighting enemies that have more archers. I'm looking at the elves here. I'm looking at the elves. Obviously, I have no idea how it's going to be to fight them. I don't even know what their stats are like. I should probably take a look at their stats in the troop tree and actually see what's going on with them. Now, I am going to try and see if I can leverage this fence to separate the opponents, and then I can do damage like this. Yeah, there we go. Nice. Nice. Okay, come on up. Yes. Yes. Okay, a little bit more. Unfortunately, my weapon is so long, it's very difficult to use. But we have the stamina to be able to pull it off. That was bad from my point right there. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Funnily enough, we still did okay, but I definitely could have gotten more kills there. But it's okay, because these guys are literally just looters. Right, they're just looters, so they're not going to give us that much experience anyway, but it's always nice to level up your your other skills a little bit more, just to make sure that you're kind of doing what you can to make yourself stronger, you know? All right, do we have anything here? Yes, we have some armor there, which is obviously not exactly amazing, but, you know, it's going to do for us right now. And what we want to ideally do is become a mercenary as soon as possible. We're also going to be... should I level up my polearms? The question is, should I level up polearm? No. I think I'm going to leave basically everything as it is in terms of my combat skills right here. Because 3 focus points in every single one of these things means I can pretty much just diversify however I want, and then everything's going to work out. So we could also go for medicine skill here, but the thing is, I'd like to get a companion to do that, so I will continue going for leadership skill. And indeed, I am going to be speccing into social. I think that's probably going to be the way to go here. All right, so East Osgiliath is our destination. The question is there gonna be anything along the way here that we really desperately want to participate in? It could be a task, could be a battle, or none of the above. Actually, you know what? I would like to go in to Minas Morgul and actually have a look. I'm just going to save real fast just in case something happens, because this is actually the first time I've been going into Minas Morgul, at least in the mod. And I would like to make sure that it doesn't crash. Oh, can I really not go? Okay, what about walking around the town center? Is there a unique scene? That's the question. Is there a unique scene in the town itself? Okay, apparently there is not, unfortunately. Maybe in Barad-dûr there was? Yeah, that might actually be the case. Obviously, the mod is, as far as I'm aware, at least, still in development. I think it is still in development, so just bear that in mind, that some of these things are obviously not going to be fully fleshed out yet. Caravan ambush. Do you think we can actually do the caravan ambush? Is it actually possible for me to do it? Ah, yes, you don't have enough troops in this. Yes, apparently I don't have enough troops yet. Okay, how close am I? Whoa, yeah, we're actually pretty far away from even getting clan tier 1, which is kind of unfortunate, but I guess that is just how it is. We do have a lot of conversions for the looters, but I don't really care about that too much. And you can see here that we can indeed go and speak to Gondor and actually complete the quest in East Osgiliath. Hello there, sir. There we go. Yes, there we are. 1800. There we are. Very good. We also got 6 points in charm skill. Decent enough. We're also going to be selling a bunch of other stuff. So we got another 1,000, which is kind of nice. Let's actually just take a quick look. Okay, yeah. So I actually think that you're going to be getting some pretty crazy trade deals if you manage to do that. If you manage to get a really good line on something, like for example, a town needs something very, very specifically, and you know exactly where to go to get cheap, then I think trade is going to be exceptionally good in this mod. All right, so as you can see here, gossip of Gandalf the Grey visiting Bag End spreads across the Shire. His presence is welcomed, but curiosity of the friendly wizard's reasons for making his way to Hobbiton lingers. Yes, unexpected company indeed. So obviously, as you can, pretty clearly tell, it, follows the, the Gandalf Frodo storyline. So yeah, very, very cool in my opinion. I would love to do. I really want to do the caravan ambush, but unfortunately, we're not going to be able to. What about this guy? This guy's looking pretty terrible. No, I'm looking for a medic, as I said. I'm looking for a medic, so hopefully we'll be able to find one. But yeah. I think that is probably going to be it for this episode. However, first, before we do that, I would like to show you the elves. So these are the Noldor elves. I have no... they have tier 8! They have tier 8 units! Okay, yeah, that's going to be... they have tier... Never mind, they have tier 10. They have tier 10 units. I was about to say, they have tier 8? That's crazy. No, they have tier 10. They literally have tier 10 units. I hope this takes them a long time to get there. Because the amount of experience... I mean, literally, this guy is going to absolutely destroy everyone. Thankfully, he's not a ranged character. He's not a ranged character. These guys are ranged, and they're tier 6. Yeah, this is tier 8, and that's a horse archer. What? They could literally have tier 8 horse archer. They can have tier 9 horse archers. Tier 9 horse archer. Okay, that's actually kind of crazy. And then obviously you have these guys. They have very, very good bows. Yeah, they have very, very good bows. Obviously, as I said before, hopefully this is going to take them quite some time to level up, because if not, I can definitely see the elves completely dominating everything else, probably. And then obviously you have the Easterlings and things like that, and you can see here that they are far and away not as powerful as the elves, as you might expect. They are pretty strong, though. They are pretty strong, as you can see right here. They are actually pretty strong. They do have some decent units that can go up to about 250 in skill. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't feel like they have anything stronger than that. So, yeah, the elves are much, much more powerful at the moment. And if we go over to... I'm looking for the dwarves right now. There we go. Yeah, so you can take a look at the dwarves as well. So these guys, obviously, as you might expect, they have about 280, 300... 300, 320. Yeah, they've got some pretty significant... Whoa! Okay, actually, yeah, these guys have tier 8s as well, as you can see right there. I'm not entirely sure if these guys really gain such a significant amount of stats, but it feels to me like they gain gear more. Because if you take a look here, these guys are using Elite Plate Mail Armor 2, and these fellows are using Elite Plate Mail Armor 7, which obviously is a huge... Wait, is that 7? No, that's 8. Sorry. 8. And that is a lot more powerful. That is literally a lot more powerful. So that's probably the reason, because obviously dwarves, you know, they're craftsmen and things like that. So yeah, that really makes a big, big difference. And then we obviously have the Sylvan Elves, which are actually my favorite. I like the Mirkwood Elves the most. But yeah, that is... Again, as you can see here, crazy damage. Crazy damage coming out from them. And they have exceptional units pretty much across the board. Funnily enough, you can literally get these guys, and these are noble units as far as I can tell. And they seem to just... You can just equip these guys instantly. You can just get these guys instantly, and they are 350. Obviously, they're going to cost a lot. They will cost a lot initially. So, I'm not sure how that's going to go. Because these fellows are literally all tier 8 or above, as far as I can tell. Yeah, there's a tier 7, obviously, that is the initial recruit thing. But yes, after that, yes, you're pretty much done there. And obviously, we do have the Mordor Númenórean Marshal here, who looks very, very cool. And indeed, you can level up your Orc Warriors into Black Númenórean Marshals if you provide them with 13,000 experience. Yes, 13,000 experience. So you could technically do that if you just go into battles and battles and battles and battles, and then with your Orc Warrior, immediately go to a tier 6 Marshal unit. So it is very possible for you to do that too. There's a load of different ways to play here, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing where we go next. Do you want to see more? Do you even want to see more? Well, by all means, let me know in the comments. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.